Alright, so I have your image opened up in ACR, and yeah, even though it's JPEG, we can still work on it. I want to brighten it up and adjust it first, and then we can take it into Photoshop. Or yeah. So my only CC on this would be that since she's high, you don't want to look up at a person when you take a picture, and it looks like she's up above you and looking down, and it's gonna get some weird shadows around her face, and then you just barely cut off her toe. But it's looking pretty good, all things considered. So now what we're going to do in ACR is I'm going to brighten her up because it is a little bit underexposed. And then let's see if we can lower the contrast a little bit. How is it with the highlights? See, with the highlights you can give more detail. And then I'm going to brighten up the shadows a little bit. White balance, I'm going to hit auto because she seems a little bit orange. And see, it balances it out, but it's that now that seems like a little bit cool. So I'm going to slide it over just a little bit. I don't know that I like that actually. That might be a little bit better. Let's see what happens. As shot. And then auto. See, I think that's actually too cool. So I'm gonna warm it up just a little. Or actually, I'm gonna go back to as shot because we can add a filter on and get rid of some of the red casting and stuff. Now what we can do is go up here to the adjustment brush, and if you use the bracket buttons, you can readjust the size of what you want to do. Now what we're gonna do is take the shadows and slide it over and brighten her face up just a little bit. This is what I do in Lightroom most of the time and not ACR. I don't know why it's like that. Apparently the sharpness is on there too. So we don't need any of this. I was just trying to brighten her face up some. Okay, now I'm going to open the image. I don't know what that is. It's called. Here we go. Open image. And of course you have elements, but that's okay. So now we are going to close. And we're going to do some basic editing. Now, I think I'm going to sharpen first. So I'm going to make a duplicate layer. And then go up to your filters. And you want to hit sharpen. And go to unsharp mask. That may be too much. Because it's really her face that we're going to try to work on sharpening. So let's do like at 100% maybe. See what it looks like. Sharpens it a little bit. Now I'm going to flatten the layer. Duplicate the layer again. And now we're going to work on her face. Let's get rid of some of those shadows. Now what we can do is use the clone tool. Let's lower the opacity down to, let's say, 40%. And now what you do is do this. Let's see the difference. Now let's zoom out a little bit more. Now, if you wanted to, you could do a blur, because see the house and everything is kind of, or the building, there's the building behind. You could do that. Flatten image, duplicate image, or duplicate layer, and then go to filter and go to blur. Let's try the Gaussian blur. I don't know. Maybe too much. Let's try that. It's at 48.3 pixels. It may be a little bit different in yours. So now we want to go over and we're going to do a layer mask. And take the brush. Oh wait. That actually may be too much of a blur. Oh, let me do the brush at 100%, especially on her. So actually what you could do, since I think that blur's a little bit too strong, is go to change the opacity down to maybe 40% and rub it off the back. And see, it gives it a little bit of a blur, but it doesn't look as bad. I think I'm going to probably end up cropping it anyway. See, just a little bit of a blur. And you know, if you hit X, you can paint it back on with the masking layer. It's the beauty of using the masking layers, is you can paint or paint off, on or off, or erase on or off, or whatever you're doing on and off, hitting the black and white masks. Oh, wrong one. So let's play around with, let's flatten it. She's kind of red, so I think we need to do some kind of a cooling filter. So you want to go over here to the filters, photo filter, and then hit cooling filter. And actually, that looks a little bit too cool, so cool. Let's see how that looks. They do have actions out there, which I think I might use just to show you what you can do, because she's kind of red. But obviously you don't have the actions, so I'll show you what happens with that. And see how that evens out her skin some. She looks a little bit less red. And now let's do a crop. Let's do... Try and see how this looks this way. Walking. So you could do that. If you have actions, you could run an action on her. I can try to help you find some actions too, but that's what you could do with this one.